let's go across to my colleague who's joining us for more details from Kannauj at this point here. I believe at this point, my colleague Adib is joining us from Kannauj at this point. Adib, Akhilesh Yadav has always had Kannauj as his bastion here, but the BJP in the last few years has really established itself with incumbent leader Subrat Pathak leading the charge. Where is the Hawa blowing at this time? Is it going black? Is it blowing back towards the SP camp?
Well, see, the picture will only get clear after on June 4 when the results will come out of the general elections. But as far as Samajwadi Party is concerned, Samajwadi Party is very confident about winning this constituency, as they are saying that Akhilesh Yadav, who is this party chief himself, is contesting election from this very particular seat. Remember, Dimple Yadav, who is the wife of Akhilesh Yadav, had lost to Subrat Pathak in 2019. Subrat Pathak won the seat with a vote margin of 49.33%. And since then, BJP has been saying, BJP is very confident, they have been saying that we had defeated Samajwadi Party in their very own bastion, and we will defeat them once again in 2024. When Times Now spoke to Subrat, he was saying that Samajwadi Party was in overconfidence. They were saying that they were thinking that they can send anybody and they will win this particular seat. But Akhilesh Yadav has now come to his senses, and he knows that it is not easy for Samajwadi Party to win this seat, and this is why Akhilesh Yadav himself is fighting this election. Times Now also spoke to several of the voters in Kannauj. They are saying that they are going to vote for development. They are going to vote for the healthcare system. This is what the voters in Kannauj have told Times Now.
All right, thanks a lot, Adib, for joining us with those details here. Let's now finally go across to my colleague Sahil, who's joining us from Srinagar. Sahil, this is a very important day in the history of Jammu and Kashmir. For the first time in almost 5 years, for the first time since the abrogation of Article 370, there are elections of this magnitude taking place in Jammu and Kashmir. Of course, we'll discuss Srinagar's voter dynamics in a short while from now. But first, tell me, how has the enthusiasm been amongst the voters? How's the turnout looking in the first major election in Jammu and Kashmir in 5 years?
Well, right. This was the first election after the abrogation of Article 370. In fact, first Lok Sabha election taking place. First seat that Srinagar.
The Lok Sabha seat, in fact, spans over Pulwama, Shoppiyan, Gandarbal, and Badgam district. And from since morning, in fact, we saw people excited, mostly the youngsters, coming without any fear and casting their votes, in fact, at across this Lok Sabha seat. Important thing is that in previous election in 2019, the Srinagar Lok Sabha constituency had recorded 14.43% voter turnout. But this time around, till 11 a.m., the voter turnout, in fact, was recorded around 15%. That is the first victory of democracy that is being witnessed in Jammu and Kashmir, particularly in Kashmir Valley after the abrogation of Article 370. Then second important point is the number of contesting candidates in this election. There are 24 candidates who are contesting for Srinagar Lok Sabha constituency. Although the fight is between three political parties, triangular contest that we are witnessing in Srinagar between National Conference, PDP, and Jammu and Kashmir Apni Party. But early morning, in fact, from morning today itself, we saw people coming out in large numbers, youth, particularly female voters, also coming in good number. We are right now in Gandarbal. This is the Lar area, and this polling station, in fact, had recorded 37% voter turnout so far, and it's lunch break after, in fact, people will come again in large numbers to cast their votes. So earlier we had seen in Jammu and Kashmir, particularly in Kashmir, the elections would take place, but there would be, in fact, violence, the stone pelting, there would be threat calls, boycott calls, but all that has vanished. That stands, in fact, that chapter has gone now. People are coming out, they are without any fear casting their votes, and this is the victory of democracy in Jammu and Kashmir, particularly in Kashmir Valley. The voter turnout so far is satisfactory,
And
given
that
the
is
fact that
And that is, of course, the most significant takeaway, Sahil, coming out from this elections here, is that democracy well and truly has returned to the valley. It now remains to be seen as to who they will choose as part of this democratic process. Thanks a lot, Sahil, and thanks a lot to all my colleagues who joined us from across the country to give our viewers a quick roundup of all that's happening as part of the fourth phase of elections.